Call 117 if you suspect anybody they see corona. Don't judge me for the way they come self now for holy must. Everybody is the caution way they did self now for worship and
America, China, una one corona. Una one more. Italy, Spain, una gel corona. Una gel lamp for shade. Ebola don't destroy ya. Una gel lamp for we. Ebola don't go moya. Corona don't come for corona. Let we check and serious. Corona don't come for corona. Mari no touch us you no take back. Corona don't come for corona. Corona don't come for corona. Fabulem let we check we charge. Hello, corona.
Yes, now.
Oh, na me the shot na back off from Chicago. Who say they now?
Well, I think a China or America. I don't even go to Italy. I don't come back Salone. But Salone people, they know what I am. But I don't get show. They ask for night.
If corona, I don't know, say, we shall now. Who get which cut, who get pancake, who get chop for the man, they open for shape, they get you with the back by with the alley.
Dr. Shalvin, I'm in body today. I know I like that.
What you want now, love, in a salon, for love, not die.
Now, what I get it today, now you go do.
For that, they not chef. For us, you have to show me what I to tell you, with the shop, I just smack. We shall go people and they will know the body. If we see crowd, we run away. I shot your God. Corona, where I feed me body, me head the heart, and the cough, and the go hospital. Corona, no go able to eat. He don't tire power. What a brush. Oh, what a bro. What? America, China, una one corona. Una one more. Italy, Spain, una gel corona. Una gel lamp for shade. Ebola don't destroy ya. Una gel lamp for we. Ebola don't go moya. Corona don't come for corona. Let we check and serious. Corona don't come for corona. Mari no touch us you no take back. Corona don't come for corona. Corona don't come for corona. Fabulem let we check we time.
When we fabulem, this now na put lock of best comedian them. This son na back off. The mood, the jubilant game monkey. Shalom one day. Antade. Shana Quello. Coloco. Yes. Now we. This son and the mood.
The Independent Radio Network, IRN, don't team up King for Gud Mornin Salone and development. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. The Independent Radio Network, where we they call IRN. The baton we country salon for make we get level playground. Now I ain't done enough for make you know about your country. They give voice to you man them. They give voice to woman them. All political party them right across the country. You go na the east, and you go na the west, you go na the north, and you go na the south, say yes to tolerance. We all get we rights. IRN say no to violence. No mix perfect like a blabber. But we all work together with one word. Cause now so we go up for make salon. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. Independent Radio Network, IRN. Don't team up King for Gud Mornin Salone and development. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. The Independent Radio Network, where we they call IRN. The baton we country salon for make we get level playground. Now IRN don't enough for make you know about your country. They give voice to youth man them, they give voice to woman them, all political party them, right across the country. You go to the east, IRN, and you go to the west, IRN, you go to the north, IRN, and you go to the south, IRN. Say yes to tolerance, we all get we rights. IRN say no to violence, no mix perfect like a blabber, but we all work together with one word, cause now so we go help for make salon. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yerio. And well body business, quality education, decentralization, with agriculture and infrastructure, energy and power, with social welfare, for human rights, anything but development.
Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon session of the special Sludge and IRN Corona update where they come to you from different radio stations them all over the country.
Wow, I know say plenty people wanna go and breathe canon because today are the third day of the 3 days lockdown, the final day. And we continue bringing on correct and accurate plus confirmed information about COVID, about the COVID-19 sick and the messages where they come out from the Emergency Operations Center and from government. School are not there now. Plenty things not there happen. A lot of things them. But Tiana, before we get to all the things that we get for do, and on your way, what you see? Me, I see different things there. I see interesting. I see some young man in the street all they ride bicycle. You won't believe that kind of thing there.
Yes, on my way, well, me tap na the eastern of Freetown where they come. I see few people them all. Them 5-gallon rubber for go get water. I see 1 or 2 persons they on bike, but the police them of course they not the various checkpoints them up to like PZ.
Yeah.
And you see some people and they come out, team up now they gate, they watch, they see waiting they go around. Some people then team up the veranda them, you know, then they watch waiting they go around. But so far, I think to a very large extent, people then really comply with the 3 days lockdown. And of course, you get some youth man them where they see around and get on t-shirts. I think that they want the way join them different youth organization. Few of them they around. And few of them get them bundle water.
You know, until you see now that it's difficult for people to put more time under control for tell and say sit down one place. Because now we the past you meet people and go put chair at the veranda and then sit down on the gates and then sit down. Meet a man and go down come out to three side and they keep comping. You know, so you know say for tell more time and say sit down one place not difficult thing.
They're very difficult. Like for PZ roundabout, I see a few disabled guy them, then they're on a wheelchair, but then sit them around.
You know what that you increase today was see now the amount of people out there on the street they get water. You know, like the policemen they tell you yesterday, the first day everybody been seen for on store water, but because people are together in our house a lot and they use plenty water so the second day yesterday people were out looking for water. Today the number will increase. A lot of people are out on the street, they look for water. Now it's different side of what pass one notice saying that inside we can struggle for water.
Yes, and one other thing was I see 1 or 2 motor of Guma Valley Water Company, and that happened yesterday was they return home along Savage Choir. Guma Valley Water Company they try for supply water to people them that Savage Choir for big community. And that happened few of the motor themselves been in our today towards PZ area.
Well, don't forget this now program with Sludge and Iron they bring can to you. We don't start from where the lockdown start, like from Sunday, and we bring you all the information what you suppose forget. All what you need for know within the happen, within don't happen so far, the amount of people who don't get sick, other than the recover, within governments they do, the steps the government they take for make sure say the numbers where we get not go past our day. And what you self for do for make sure say the number no start for count now you area. So you find yourself now you community where you did now you district where you did now you region where you did now the small village where you did what you self for do make sure say the number they not begin for count today. So continue to listen to it. The number where you can send where you comment to now 077 981 9811. Tell more the number now 077 981 981, or you can go on our Facebook and drop your comments there. Send we your comments. Today, we talk to Abdul Manaf Kemokai, the Executive Director of Defense for Children International. You get for do it inside the program. We also get to talk to Reverend Joshua Abiose Duncan in possibly they work at the Mental Health Coalition at Sierra Leone, and possibly get special skills and training for able for counsel and talk to people them where they go through issues we get for do with mental disturbance or their mental health. So continue to do with me for this segment. Like I say, whatever they will tune at 4 o'clock. Me and Tiana go bring on all the information we need forget. All the tune I need for know. Very soon we go tell now waiting to happen. Just give a brief recap of waiting EOC say about the numbers we come out today. Usari day. How most people don't recover or don't well from the sick. How most people that don't die. And most people in a quarantine, and most people them don't release from quarantine. Tiana.
Yeah, well, they continue with the program as plenty people don't they give message about the COVID sick. Top selling and musician Empress P self get message for we, but the COVID-19 sick. Now we are waiting for say.
Fambule Muna Ado, Mina Empress P, a popular musician, a rapper, and a peace activist. I got a short message for Una today about this physical social distancing. Physical or social distancing means say if you keep space between you and people that waiting near you, so that it go easy for tap the spread of coronavirus where they cause COVID-19. For example, if you stretch your hand and other person self stretching your own, Una 2 hand enough for meet up or join. Now make we can know how for tap and we host them, decide where we go, also we can walk and a treat. 1. Make we dey sit down at us. Make we only go na treat to forget something important for do. And make we not forget for the tell we fumble them back the same thing. If self you get for go na treat, no go na place where boku people in day. So you go tap the boku to touch with other people them we go dey near you. Now for reduce boku waka waka na street or area, so that you no go jam body with people them, where you don't come on a market, workplace or any side where boku people them can gather. If you see anybody where you sabi, now for the far away and greet them, wave your hand or nod your head to them. No rush for go shake your hand or hug them. Make we tap for the eats with boku people them. Land for eat you one and push fast small from all man. Reduce the pass from one area to another. If safe you get for waka, now for members say, you for use face mask and follow the government rules then for transportation. For Sidona host go tap you boku waka waka. You go feel say it bad, but now one way for save your life and you fumble them. So do the here, make we all stay alive.
This message comes from BBC Media Action with funding support from UK Aid from the UK government through the IGA project.
Alright, that will be message from Empress P. It tell you about social distancing, waiting. You need for do now, and the thing that we for do for make sure say the sick not spread. The sick not move from one person to the other. Tiana, difficult thing them we don't use for do. You don't use for where you see the other person, you will shake your hand 2-3 times. You will not use for sit down at one place for eat. You use for go work to other person, for go fend arms, you're not gonna go keep comping. But social distancing they say no. No go waka. Stay na your house.
You know, yesterday evening somebody they tell me the traditional practices then they will need for left during this term the shakan, they go na person in house, and you know other things then the way people them been done they do. But as we can always say this not a like normal term them, you know, and certain things then they way we not for do. For let we able to contain the spread of the corona sick. Now that make the good thing that we get the information from EOC, from the government, they get medical experts there where they talk, civil society self they talk, plenty other people them. We should say this now a collective fight. Together we forfeit for tap coronavirus. Because when you look, I mean, on the international media, you see the lives that we don't lost. Now, plenty countries them will don't be affected by this sick. You will really know say corona and a sick way. You know they respect mortal man. You know whether which political party you belong to, your status in life, whether you get money, not get money, because it don't affect plenty countries them, and still they claim the lives of plenty people them. So I think say plenty thing and they what we need for do. And as we continue for say, let we not shake hand, the social distancing or physical distancing, let we try for ensure say we do them and they wash your hand regularly every 20 seconds with clean water and soap. If you get sanitizer, you can use them, very, very much important. And if you feel sick, you get fever, you know stay run water, so they get difficulty for breathe. And again, they still continue for tell people them. Because especially we women, now we like for the touch we face. You know, we go and touch we nose, we go and touch we eye. You never touch your eye, you never touch your nose, you never touch your mouth, especially at a time where you know so you are not clean. You don't wash your hands. So for avoid anything and they where you cough in between your elbow, or if you get tissue or you get clean pocket hand, you can easily use them because now all that can able for there we protect ourselves because the protection of we all is very, very important during this COVID-19 sick. And again, you know, John, them poda them. You know, say some man, he can always run for beat the system, even though government put measures in place. Today na the last day of the 3-day lockdown. Tomorrow back, we all they come out do. And especially the eastern part we meet up. Even though government they say na the poda them, we not choke people them, we they see what thing they happen. When poda then they take people them from PZ, from eastern police to the eastern of Freetown, Calbatong, Juwe, Wellington, you know, na Hastings. You just see say people them still they choke themselves inside them poda them they. To me, you know, right, you know, because if we all comply to waiting, the government don't say, now for we all protection. You know, not begin choke you poda with people them because you want forget money. But you for consider, say, that body-to-body contact. You know, somebody can get it sick, you know, they know, but it can infect another person. Medical people, they don't tell you that from time to time, every day. And I know say plenty of we see the need now for this IRN/corona update. Because we don't learn a whole lot of things them during these 3 days, I believe. And more information before they come to people them, because now that people they need at this point in time. Because if you get the information, you can able for take the decision for do the right thing, term like this. This is not a normal term. Let people they avoid crowd. And one difficulty, we know say the market centers that we see before the lockdown, you know, the mad rush for let people and get stuff them at the market. You just say even the banks and say outside of the banks, people them it's difficult for let them even practice social distancing or physical distancing at the banks them. But I believe so we all need for know now say COVID-19, the corona sick real. Let we stop the denial. Let people stop for deny. Oh, real. We see the number of cases the way they come out. Now different districts, them. I mean, and now we they got both quarantine facilities and transmission as well as community transmission. And what him they become more alarming now. Now they get the transmission from the communities. So I think say this now we all fit, and we really need for step up as Sierra Leoneans them for let we able for contain the spread of COVID-19.
All right. Well, like we can always say, the other side of the news where people are not can put forward or report now. What thing can happen? Like most people then can do recover. Other than can know, or what thing they happen to the numbers na quarantine home? If they increase, but also if they increase, the one that we've been in a quarantine home, then they release people them. Before we get to that, let me take message from Sawahid. Himself now, Sierra Leonean musician. If you sabi the song Tin Them, that's the person. And he himself get message for Sierra Leoneans them with regards COVID-19.
Mi fambule munakushe. Mi name na Sawahid, a popular musician, a singer and a songwriter. And I get very important message for una. I know say we all don't hear about this new sickness when they call COVID-19, when the coronavirus they pass out. I know say some pauna go still there in doubt, but Papa government don't make it clear to we all say the sickness is day and it don't come inside Salone. So now we no more for do something about that. The COVID-19 sickness they waka and it spread fast, but cool people we don't get this sick, just sick small and then well, but it can bad off for other people them. This sickness they pass from one person to other person. Where the water, where they come up and person where get the sickness, cough, sneeze, spit or blow, touch some side, and you go touch that same side day, and use that same hand day for play with your mouth, nose or your eye, where you know wash you hand with soap and water or use sanitizer. Waiting the worry we pass all thing. Now we person we get this sick can look strong and well. And go they pass on to other people them in not even no safe. Even you safe. If you not get any sign yet, we bokutem can be fever, or you just tired, or dry cough, or you're not sick at all. You self can get this sickness and you they pass on to other people them, even to the one them where you like. You self no. So dear, make we follow Papa government advice for dinner we host them. Or make sure say we keep far from other people them if we get important thing for go do not treat. Protect yourself. Protect the one them where you like, even the one them within your community. Just like how me and my wife they protect ourselves, we picking them and all man where they near we. Make them believe say COVID-19 day and it real. So now we no more now for tin up tranga one for fet this sick for make it up na Salone.
This message they come to you from BBC Media Action and UK aid from the UK government to the IGA project Gidi Kopo.
Okay, that's very important. The message we get there from Sawahid, it tell you exactly what you need for be done and how we can do them. We begin talking about the numbers, then just now we have to do small analysis on the number and for us so I can understand how it be. But so far today, according to the release from the Emergency Operations Center, we come out today when May 5, 2020, May 5, 2020. The report say we get 11 new cases then today. Okay, we get new cases then today we come out, and according to the numbers what we get from government, we get 199 new cases, sorry, cases where we get, the total cases where we get now 199, added to the number of cases we been there yesterday, now I make them 199. So yesterday we had 178 confirmed cases. Today 11 new confirmed cases make the number go 199. Now we, according to the information we come out now, the Ministry of Information through the Emergency Operations Center, then press conference so that you get to the number of deaths so we get now 11. Okay, we get 11, and the total number of cumulative recoveries that now almost people that know well so far we didn't get the sick now 43. We'll come to the numbers and they back. What are the studio we want for welcome with special guests now. We now Abdul Manaf Kemokai, you know, the Executive Director for Defense for Children International. Welcome to Sludge RN Corona Update, Abdul.
Thank you.
Tough 10 and the wire so for picking them, tough 10 for ourselves as one the way they watch waiting, you know, picking them, the rights they wouldn't supposed forget, and how people and they treat them around in 10 days. So far, 3 days, today's the third day, within the report they don't come in, when I don't get around the first 2 days, and as we go into today as well.
Okay, thank you very much for when I invite me for let me self can add the voice to this program. I really want for let we look at picking them business from a more comprehensive point of view, because the 3 days not just part of all the other days that we fight COVID. And if you look at picking them, first of all, you find let we look at the categories of picking them who they deal with when we talk about COVID-19 response. Currently, we get picking them, we don't get infection. That means we get picking them within a treatment center. We get picking them within our quarantine homes, together with them parents them. You also get picking them within our quarantine homes without them parents. That means them parents they don't show positive sign and they don't take them.
Okay, Abdul, before you continue, let us make one correction quickly. The new active cases will be reported for today. Before you continue, new active cases will be reported for today, as opposed to what I said earlier, now 21 new cases. So it make the number when I've been yesterday on when 178, it increased to 199. So 21 new cases reported today. Continue, Abdul.
Yeah, so you get them picking them way then our quarantine homes without them parents or caregivers. That means them parents or caregivers they don't test positive, so they don't take them away to the treatment center. You also get picking them where they permanently live in the street. So even when they talk about lockdown, they still get for stay in the street unless other arrangements they in place for let them put them somewhere. And you also get picking them who are vulnerable to other issues. The fact say lockdown they people are not they move about like how they move. People they live with them picking them permanently now, or for most of the time now hosts with their neighbors. Neighbor them. The chances for let they abuse them picking them domestic violence they also increase. For as long as so much contact with picking and they within communities, the tendency for let they abuse them either sexually but also then domestic violence. Some people and they even when they get frustration, then they always transfer to picking them. So if they find out say their issues then also can increase as a result of emergency and also the difficulties they go through. With all of this, you also got to look at waiting then PKR go need in a situation like this. Because even when they talk about COVID response interventions where the EOC or government generally they provide, you therefore know say picking them generally their own situation very peculiar, and certain needs then they will then get to different from adults. So even when picking in our quarantine homes, if government don't put in place a system, let us say for the bringing food and other needs for them people in there, you also get for final say, for example, if you bring rest, maybe infants and then that house. So you also get for consider baby food for them picking in there. You get for consider pampers, and if they are picking in there, you also get for consider things like sanitary pads and a whole lot of things. So when you even design intervention for people in that kind of situation, you don't only make them generally. You therefore look at the specific needs because you get specific categories of people, especially picking them. Now you ask for some of the issues where will be done they get. You start from there. You get some service providers where government they don't actually contract for the provide services for their homes. Some of them not can take some of them into consideration, and some of them also can late for bring them service like food, and maybe adults go beer for a longer time, but picking need for it as early as possible.
Now report then this one not only get that then they delay or they not take into consideration all the special needs and that you mentioned because
of course we be done together report them, but also even I be done to listen to people and from government who be done to confess yes their issues then still there. So looking at all of the what they talk about, it be also important for let us see how we go able to intervene for really ensure say when we talk about the intervention, we also need for look beyond just COVID, because some years ago we don't get Ebola. When Ebola came, a lot of blunders then been there, a lot of gaps then been there will lead to people in die one, a lot of picking them been there. Even by the end of Ebola, for even trace them families, it be difficult. And whatever we've been do at that time, after some time, we've been get this mudslide, then flooding back when they happen. It been like after Ebola, all the things that have been put in place, or been there in place for address them picking the issues, all been going away. So
what's happened? What's responsible? The agencies that way.
Because I think the government approach previously we also make it very important for let's look at them now so that we'll get permanent system in place. Government response has always been on the basis of emergency and ad hoc. So the final say even some of the emergency interventions, they bring a lot of new players who can come into the system and for fact do something after which they all left. So waiting government need for look at, especially now that whatever government is trying for put in place now, therefore make sure say there's a permanent system in place for picking them. So that even after COVID, if we get any other pandemic or any other emergency situation, government for they in readiness for response. This morning we've been getting a meeting, virtual meeting, because just like I tell you, we really try for push for the government get permanent system in place. And wouldn't are we? Last week, because of all the gaps here, we know say they exist. The Child Rights Coalition, the Minister of Gender, the Minister of Social Welfare, UNICEF, the National Children's Commission, and we meet and discuss all the gaps here, and then try for harmonize whatever response intervention where the two ministries in particular, Minister of Gender as well as Minister of Social Welfare, be done put in place for bring them together, harmonize them, but also improve on the plan the way they make it so that we go address all the gaps then there. So, for example, this morning we also meet just for look at that plan and how to address then gap then.
Okay.
One
now,
of the things that we let's just highlight this.
You can't do that.
Okay.
We get enough time. We will talk about that day.
Okay.
But you've been talk about the increased reports of sexual and domestic violence against them picking and they waiting to happen no longer reports there whose action they
Well, I know they say increase, but there are reports. Every one of them this year we receive reports from because now government will establish this free helpline when 116, and I want to take this opportunity again for just inform people across the country, say if any abuse case then at your home or na your community and you really want the government or the police, FSU in particular, for intervene, you can call 116 now, free line. You can call, and when you call that line there, of course, now the Minister of Gender, they control that. SF Cable work with them partners like we all for intervene. So through that framework, we don't see a lot of calls on cases. We don't come and we don't intervene. So whether it don't increase or it don't increase it, because not the statistics now they talk about.
Okay.
But if it don't, they happen.
But
Well,
you basically say such things come on around it, so because
especially
people
the conditions,
together.
Conditions where the emergency don't bring, it increase the chances for letting things happen.
All right, you go back to the plan where you talk about an intervention order on design with the other agencies that we on our meet. What's in the plan entail, and how soon on they roll out? Because you say some of the structure that we previously we exist even after Ebola and mudslide seem for don't disappear. So how soon are they roll out for ensure say all the things that we picking and supposed forget and benefit in terms of their right, they wanna take action in that direction and they again.
Okay, some already ongoing, but we just want to make sure say they need like you actually get an environment where you could be sure say this they happen and that they happen rather than they happen now, they happen and so on. So when they picking and then kind of situations, depending on which category they talk about. For example, we talk about this lockdown for street picking, and they need food. Because normally, now when people then go out, either then they give them work for do, now that 10 days, then they get chance for go drag and then self-eat. If you don't impose a lockdown, you don't also disconnect them with people where they provide food for them. So you need to put something in place for that. So this now one. The second thing, you look at them picking away in a quarantine home. The anxiety, the frustration, and all of that, they need psychosocial support. You actually need people who will come, even if not from a distance. They need to engage them, talk to them, let them know what they happen. Especially if they don't take them, the caregivers then away from them. You need for the engage them, picking them for the even if not on phone, whatever system they in place for actually. They talk to them, let them understand what they go on, and for calm them down. You also get a situation of food, like how they say, they need to get food promptly. So you need for put monitoring system in place for even the service providers with government go down contract. So whatever quarantine home they anywhere, monitoring system for them in place for the check regularly on all the things then what they need for the provide. So this is another one. You also talk about case management and documentation system. Things like it happen. So case management, they look at a variety of issues where they happen to picking them, even within they in their condition. Like what will be they talk about abuse, a response for day. So case management system for every day for let you know if anything happen with picking, whether in quarantine home or quarantine community or any other community. Whether not during lockdown or not, some measures for them in place for them picking them get access to legal intervention. Let them move them away from the one that will abuse them, and also government take action. So it not mean say, for example, because we get COVID, we get emergency, so anybody can just abuse picking and go scot-free. And all of that for also go along with our documentation system. So you need already now for the track, then picking where they go through then conditions then. So that if you at the end of the day, you need to analyze which picking don't become more vulnerable and which one they need more help. We don't say, okay, like free education, the way they service everybody, but certain other help then the way government supposed to bring maybe in future, we not necessarily go cover all picking them, but it will cover most vulnerable one day. For example, cash transfer programs when NACSA can provide, you need to identify some of them picking away more vulnerable when are orphans, document them so that you get a database of them. When you get any opportunity for support them picking in there, you go able to know who's one there for support.
But the
Then some of
picking
them
but
issues.
they go be supported through them parents then, to them
Yeah,
family.
through them parents,
you
if they get
well,
parents.
if
You
now
get what I
homeless,
want, then they
if
will
now
not get
funds,
parents.
then, you
Yes.
can support
So
them
you
to the
also
homes where they belong.
exactly. So you also need intervention for make sure say either you provide foster families for them or other institutions. But really, we can always stress say institutionalization, like we take picking crying on an orphanage or other institution. If for be measure of last resort, that means say now the last thing that they all need for it, because every picking supposed to grow up in a family. So even who say the biological parents don't die or something don't happen to her, maybe you don't get permanent illness or ailment, you supposed to look for an alternative care system with a family-based care rather than an institution. So all anything, and they actually need coordination, they need the support of different players beyond government. And other areas then we as NGOs and also UN agencies supposed to come in and support government. And at that make we done the push for this comprehensive plan, including budget, so we all know how we could get in and contribute significantly rather than just on the ad hoc manner.
All right. So in terms of psychosocial support and counseling for the picking them, especially the one within our quarantine homes now, because if you have a family, if you get the man or the woman or the family, it tests positive, then get picking them, then get about quarantine the picking them, are involved in providing psychosocial support for them.
Well, we're supposed to involve. Just way ask me just now about what are some of the things there we go missing like after Ebola. This time one, like during Ebola, at some point the ministry be actually recruit a lot of social workers, NGOs, them back being get funding, we recruit a lot of social workers, then we go through a lot of trainings. And if that social workforce be still there, all NTR for done easy. But most of them not there again. So now like we try again based on this plan for bring all our one and they into this system.
Are not involved at this point in time, or not they?
No, something and they go on. Something and they go on. But just like how they say, it really fine, let it be comprehensive.
Okay.
So that one person not they get and the other one not get. Everybody forget and system for them in place where they monitor for actually ensure say the services then go on comprehensively and a cut across everybody.
Okay, Manafi, you don't tell me the different category of picking them, and one category of picking them now the picking them within our street, and now this is today the final day of the 3-day lockdown, and the picking them safety and protection, especially the one that within our street, they not get no sign for go. When I don't they monitor, they foresee how them picking them in terms of the safety and protection during these 3 days lockdown, the street picking them.
Oh yeah, we done the monitor. Well, one of the good things that will happen at Freetown in particular now that Don Bosco, together with the Ministry of Gender and I think also Social Welfare, been able to withdraw. I'm not going to say all of them, probably most of them, because when you actually go around the streets, they see street picking them currently. Either maybe then they with some of disabled persons we cluster somewhere outside and they can't provide food for them, or then they now Don Bosco Center. Now when you go now the provinces, they also get then kind arrangement then they where they happen. But like what I go say, in all of that areas here, now just some let's say ad hoc measure. Okay, lockdown they come. Ministry call meeting, whose NGOs then get something for provide and disperse then and so on. But waiting beyond that, where some of you they actually look up to. Now the fact is all of them here for actually they within the government response. Just like where if lockdown they come, government they ask or government they give some money for go provide food and some grants to then disabled persons or other vulnerable people where they out in the street or in the community. Now so them for also get street picking. So whether NGO they around or NGO not they around, it not for be a problem. System for them in place from the government response program for actually respond to all NTR. So what they happen now, where like don't they help a lot? It's good, but we need to go beyond that. And at this we the stress.
Okay, now we know say during the Ebola, the aftermath of the Ebola, we've been getting increase in the number of teenage pregnancy. And it can happen to say there are some homes then where picking them they go through sexual and gender-based violence. In terms of community sensitization as an organization, how not only enforce that?
Well, individually for Defense for Children International, we not even stop with interventions and then communities. All the communities where they work in the Western area, Nabo district, Bombali district, and also Moyamba district, we don't continue for work there. But in addition to what we do, we also be part of the Child Rights Coalition, USAI, with a link up with other organizations like Foroots, like World Vision, Plan International, and so on, for also make sure so we all get like similar approach than what we do and then communities. And also in addition to that, because all NTR what they do, we also try for link up with the psychosocial pillar. We develop this plan here what we talk about. But apart from the psychosocial pillar where they under the EOC, we also get other pillars like you get community mobilization or social mobilization pillar. That social mobilization we also need for link up with them. So like even last week and today, this morning, the meeting will be again. Now really how we for expand with interventions and link up with the social mobilization pillar, where then they work directly with the paramount chief and other traditional leaders in the communities, so that some of them message here, they go far and wide. And also then EOC coordinators at district level, we talk to them for let them all, because they get interventions and they reach out now then communities for talk to people there. They need for talk to the chiefs, the community leaders, for let them also they raise awareness of people about this 116 free helpline, so that if any abuse they can able call and get help. But also they need for put bylaws for make sure say for example bondo business for take place. They not for put any picking per married just because they not go school now. If for take that as an opportunity, you also for make sure say because not to because when I didn't host any small thing happen, you just the big spill the picking any. So they need for put in place all the mechanisms. So now that make we also work with the social mobilization pillar and all the other structures where the EOC gets, so that their message here could go far and wide.
And one of the rights way picking and gets now access to health facility. And yesterday we been get the head of the burial team when Asine Kamara way disclose or mention say them get figures that way picking them plenty picking and die. And in this current situation, plenty kumbaga them not the grief or carry them picking them go hospital, then they afraid, you know. So how not don't they engage then kumbaga in the as part of the awareness raising that during this COVID time, let them make sure safe the picking and sick, then get access to the well body service.
Well, we still go continue for doing things through the platform that I talk about, but really like I just want to use this opportunity now again for reach out to everybody, because 98.1 and Slash and I mean the program that they run now, they go far and wide. I think there's so many people in the IRN program that listen to this. So I just want to send this message on behalf of everybody in a salon. Say the hospitals are still a place where you need for bring you picking if you picking sick, and where you can the system suppose for them in place for make sure say you picking safe and you safe. And we'll continue for admonish the Ministry of Health for let them also continue for make sure say the hospital environment safe, and let them self continue for raise the awareness of people because I will talk about the safety of hospital, but when the health care workers or people from the Ministry of Health talk, I think say the message will go stronger than me. So we just therefore continue for. But apart from them picking the way they talk about, we also even get situations where, I mean, this is a common practice in a salon. You get people but a woman the way they go born in a hospital, and because they don't want the picking, they just abandon the picking. So even during this period, some of them picking have been in certain hospitals. I don't want name now, and even 2 of them picking have been prove positive within a treatment center. So a whole lot of things then there about picking them we can always push for a more comprehensive intervention for picking them business.
Okay, well, man, I've continued for stay with we in the studio. We don't get Ahmed Salih Jallo in at the program manager for Prison Watch Sierra Leone. Ahmed, welcome to the program / IRN Corona update.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, start for tell we since where we begin record case from the COVID-19 sick. What in don't be on our work so far?
Well, as we name really say Prison Watch Sierra Leone, we they really work with people that were in our places of detention. And so focus since this COVID-19 starts, now really for support the detention facilities. We work with the prisons within our correctional services or centers, the police and the juvenile homes. So the first thing we'll do now before donate food support to the Ministry of Social Welfare for the 3 juvenile homes. When remand home Kim Tom, approved school Wellington, and the remand home Bo. We provide rice, other assorted food items, and we'll make a donation to the Minister of Social Welfare. Now the remand home, now they'll hold the whole ceremony. So on that day, then distributed between the 3 juvenile homes, and they give the Bo remand home the young food items. Now we can go na Bo. We go donate again to the district social welfare officers na Bo for the use of the Pekin. Added to that also, we don't provide prevention and preventive equipment and materials to the correctional centers. And as I talk to you also, the team where they go around also, they present some prevention equipment and materials to the selected police stations in the western area. We don't go do Bo. The team also, they left tomorrow for go McKinney, for go do the next set. So largely, really, apart from we monitor all the monitor, we also don't intervene and provide the material and the sign. The other thing we don't do, also find out, say, we detention managers largely not fully informed about the COVID-19. And so through with partners, the Danish Institute Against Torture, we currently provide training support for 50 correctional officers and 50 police officers.
Wait, hold on. I mean, it's been almost a month now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, well, 2 months since we called the first case. And it's worrying that you say the one in the centers they're not seeing for understand what thing for do because
well, what basically they try for say as part of your intervention when COVID-19 actually come. We also need for engage with partners where they provide support. And one of the support areas we really identify, apart from them preventive equipment, and also provide training support for their officers. Because when you inform, you raise the awareness about the disease, the better. So in fact, we don't just complete the Southeast training for 25 prison officers and 25 police officers. And they left also for McKinney tomorrow, so the Northwest training will take place for 25 prison officers and 25 police officers.
So in total, how many the target? Almost
50 prison officers, 50 police officers, and really target some category of officers. For instance, for the prison officers, we target the gate personnel. These are the people within at the gates at the entry points, where they deal with the public and the inmates or new arrivals where they come into prisons. We need to raise their awareness. Next, we also target the health workers in prisons. We'll make sure, say, at least we select one health worker from every prisons across the country. And the last category of people we'll deal with now the OCR, the one they really where they inside the yard, where they interface with the inmates there. So these are the categories there. There amongst them will also include some senior managers, like the officers in charge, because since then the managers then get the authority in the detention facilities. So they were also part of the training.
What's in the training the address?
The training basically in infection prevention and control.
Okay.
So how the condition of the juvenile homes then they will on a visit, how it handled?
The juvenile homes them you brother I know something really sometimes they hard for talk about. But then really me anytime I go to the Bo remand home I can feel bad. And this is one issue Manaf can confirm time in time out we don't talk about say the Bow Remand Home need for be closed, because in the first place, human rights friendly, the physical detention condition then homes and then very, very harsh. And for children, we really think say a violation to their rights.
So when we interact with the juveniles, they will not sense any fear, I mean, because of the COVID-19 sick?
Yes, one thing where all the institutions really do happy about in the first place now for close visits. Because those children are held there permanently, then I didn't they. So they know they go out, now they know more than they. So then one day when they go out, the officers, and the one then the visitors when they come, now they're very likely go count the sick day. So the first thing with the institutions then do now for close then doors, except to selected people. And they also ensure say then put measures in place for where they come in. Because when they come in, they don't know with status. We notice say hand washing facilities they we say provide buckets for them. We notice say temperature testing facilities there, which is also very good. So on the whole, then get measures there, and then with greatest prayer is like where we don't maintain the juvenile homes as it is. We hope say then will remain so until the end of the COVID.
So we also provide face mask for them.
Yes, face masks, hand gloves, we provide it.
Okay, and in terms of psychosocial support, then you observe say. And then they get them at the juvenile homes?
Well, of course, now monitor the homes, but I think Manav can talk
so
more about
how
that.
frequent, how regular are they monitor?
We monitor the homes on a weekly basis. Sometimes we go there twice a week.
Okay.
And sometimes also if emergency arises or so we get some information we need for follow up on, we go there on request.
So how the information now the center there about COVID, about corona, the inmates then they know, they understand, they know waiting for do social distancing, then they wash their hand regularly, are those things available for them?
Yeah, in fact now they make apps as part of the prevention equipment and we'll get to the homes, and we also provide posters, stickers, flyers, we actually share message. Then we also the cargo people then they where they talk to them about the COVID-19 and what are the measures then where they for take for ensure say they not get infected.
But then the reports, feedback, they get, they do them. Are they doing it? Then they wash them.
Yeah, the feedback from our monitors is really okay.
There was a case where obviously they're on the own now.
Yeah.
I mean, according to even government announcement and report, and even the part of the remand setup.
Okay, what you talk about that now the prison situation.
Yes.
We will talk about the beginning side, but then really
that. But your prisons what?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
obviously,
yeah, we're really aware about in fact, we during the Ebola, we work with the prisons until the time we ensure say not a single case of Ebola was in our prisons. But then I really would dream also for the we would dream for this COVID-19, but unfortunately. It can happen that somebody where according to our information be in a quarantine home, escape from the quarantine home, you fall into crime, you go through the criminal justice system and find yourself in the prisons, you end up for test positive. So that's a really unfortunate situation. But then also we'll be able to monitor the situation, and we learned that the prisons management be able to ensure say all the one that will be travel with that particular case 90 from court to prisons, they isolate them. Mm-hmm. And even the officers will interact with them at the gate with processor, because when they come, they therefore go through a process of admission. They therefore take a lot of information. They therefore do a lot of searching. So all the one they will interact with, they ensure say they isolate them. So what will they do now? We do monitor those cases for see that if there's any development out there, they will also record that one day.
Okay, like to Manav, Ahmed say you go talk more and to an organization don't they monitor, don't they observe what they happen na the juvenile homes and they.
Well, I will just buttress with my brother they say, and also maybe take them from another angle. The conditions them terrible. This we don't need for
Even
higher.
during this COVID-19.
Exactly, they're the same
They are
thing.
the
No more.
same.
The conditions are terrible. Than a one. The most important thing also for look at, they're overcrowded. So if you look at both Remand Home, Nabo, and the one Naya, what they call King Tom, Dems, na King Tom, they all get over 30 picking there. And even when you talk about hand wash facility, you go give face mask, you also get for create the condition for let people actually physically observe social distancing. That means you also need for decongest then facilities. Yeah. So one of the strong messages what I really want sent to the government, to the judiciary, and for let them just put measures in place for let them decongest. Then can put some of them inmates and they on bail or whatever, whether or fast track then cases. I know they don't suspend proceedings for now, but let them try for put certain measures in place within the ambit of the law for decongest, so that tomorrow we'll not go blame ourselves for we will not be proactive for ensure say we put the actual measures in place. Because like even waiting my brother they talk about, you look at some of the regulations within in place in terms of going in and going out. We can monitor, I mean, together with prisons watch, but we're not always permanently did it. So we're not go even able for assure everyone say nobody not to go in and nobody not to come out. So it's possible say even the very people that were supposed for the provide care for them, they can go in and out, which also increase the propensity for let you bring COVID, especially this COVID we talk about in terms of transmission. It's so fluid, it's easy for let you get transmission. So the best thing for do currently now for decongest actually put, especially the one that will not get very serious crime. Maybe the few one that will get cases like murder, if you keep them there.
On a share prisons watch, on a share the same concern that the decongestion for happening.
No, of course.
In
fact, then one thing really like since this lockdown, we don't have food distribution in the western area for police suspects.
Go ahead.
That's one thing actually we don't take note of. All right, we don't really take note of that. You go to, for instance, Lumley used to be one of the police stations which can be really crowded. You go to Lumley, you must meet something like 30 to 40 suspects in a cell. But then we'll be surprised that when we start the food distribution at police cells the day before yesterday on Sunday, Lumley had only 12. And across the city, we realize really the places that are really well congested. Now, Kisi, at the time of visit, Kisi began over 40 suspects. CID, at the time of visit day before yesterday, they had up to 60. And then Central, at the time of visit, began up to 35. So really feel we need to commend the other police stations. Like New England here, what we can the day before yesterday, now before people be there. Today we can 100 person day. So we really feel good that the police themselves don't really take note of the issue of social distancing and that they adhere to the new bail regulation by granting bail to those persons who did it for their minor offenses. Major offenses, like we say, I mean, you can hold them up. But even with that, if you get any reliable person where if you say can hand over that suspect, so I really think it will be proper. But I think we need to comment those police stations where really adhere to the social distancing regulation and the grant bail on their cases.
All right, thank you very much. We'll come back to now with more comments and questions. But we want to take within the listener and none they say so far. And we get Aminata Findama Sakoy for help with that. Aminata, waiting the listener and none they say.
They don't say beaucoup, but we go pick some first as we carry on. We will bring more of the messages can come to now. The first one they say IRN, please. They say I want to make government make use for face masks compulsory now the country for make we help tap this sick. This come up from Solomon. This other one they say tell God thank you where we president don't free from 14 days isolation and a go negative. One for tell God thank you for that, and that's now DJ Current. Now Watalo they send that one day. This one say on a good morning, he say we believe then don't block all the points them, but the case just they go up. For say the security, they know they do their work fine. Now a question from Amara Taylor, now Malta Street. This other one they say, is it, me say, if it advisable for wear face masks, now us, now white man now Watalo, they ask that question there. This other one they say, do you have Ustem school then they open? Because some man they say this month, and some they say next month. We want to know the correct information from IRN. Make we all come together for fight this sick in our country. This na young pineapple number 91, now send this one. This other one they say the issue around with Pekin and they want to host a very, very serious. We get them bad uncle and then neighbor wake one poor girl Pekin. Waiting the Lord on they put in place for them kind of people here we go violate with Pekin them during this time where we fight the sick. This other one they say me very optimistic say coronavirus go push give we go gist now, but we all need for corporate. And they tell President thank you for where he put all the TI in place for fix the sick in the country. This other one they say I want to know the total case where we get now. And for help this person, the total case now 199. New cases so we don't get now 21. The new people, the total death, people that we don't die, now 11. They were already quarantine, now 1,401. And they were already them don't discharge from quarantine, now 1,732. This other one they say, IRN, why the medical people then they say secondary contacts them, not for do test until they show sign. Then they confuse we all. This one say, well, we tell una thank you for the updates inside these 3 days. Although water and food na big problem, but wait till the road them go open after these 3 days. Una help we for no. Kushe, Mr. President, una thank you for the good work. But Mr. Presenter, una thank you for the good work. But it look like Salome no want for take this 6 years so, and they no one wear the masks. I just want to tell me family and say coronavirus real. And make we follow government instruction for safe Salone. Do you them prisoners them where don't they get the sick because we understand say some man they come out now in a prison where don't go positive. What see an organization they do for help empty them boku prisoners within a cell in prison. They are helping waiting now work inside these 3 days because we know say they will don't move some prisoners into other locations. Then safe. This one say, Ustem we go tap for put price panting them anytime we get locked down. Now we they suffer. This they come up from teacher Waid na Kalbatong. Inside these 3 days lockdown, even when the 3 days lockdown they done today, me go always listen to radio for correct information. This one they say IRN. Do you after the 3 days, una suppose so they give you proper information, not to pass we get locked down, because we see say that so una normal we they get the correct one. Papa government, una talk with IRN because we want for they get correct information and avoid social media. This other one they say the inter-district lockdown, look no they walk all side because now that make bonds don't get new case them where they affect Bo and Moyamba self they at risk. The police and military need for do more vigilance work for tap the spread of the country. We got plenty as I say about John, make I take this, then they pay police 42,000 daily now quarantine home. But why they know they pay to demand them? If I make person use brazier as face mask, that's a question for NMK na Moyamba Junction. We dey suffer for water up Mount Orel from Junior Marvey. Some people listen to the Master Sabi people them, but some man still make tangaes. We boil body, then now we earn. This na Teresa Cole, I am spam. IRN, I want to know if the curfew go still continue after the lockdown. From Wiseby na Hamilton. Now all this I will take for now, and we will come with more text messages then later.
Okay. All right. Well, plenty comments there. The one that we directed at Manaf and we other guests from Prisons Watch. I can take down in the quick. And then all the other comments, then somebody they ask about whether or not if we use brazier as face mask. Well, we will bring expert for answer that question, but so far we don't see anything yet where it tell you say person can use it as face mask. Somebody they point to Iron and say Iron not to during lockdown no more now for they bring this kind of information on they bring so if for the app in all term runs for right the listen where they leads the response team for Sludge, but also they lead Iron, they listen, and the other executive producer and don't take note of that. The other comments will come in now. A question of whether the prisoner then safe. Manaf and we brother from Prisons Watch. The prisoner then safe, and somebody say they be released now. You mentioned say Unabengo and New England they had 4 the previous day, and wanna go there. Just yesterday or so, then get just one yeah. So waiting they happen, then safe, they're okay when they be released. In any case, then they get when I get information as to whether then they get tested before they left, and they're okay with, and they go join with other people. Then.
Yes, of course. One thing we're not clear on whether they test them before they release them. But one thing we will be on the advocate for is that we need for really push hard the issue of social distancing, and one way we will achieve that one day now for release some of the suspects on bail, hand them over to the incredible shorties them, so that whenever the police need them or whenever the law need them, they can bring them back. And that we notice now really some of the police stations, largely like I say, the only places where really meet up large number of suspects, Central Police, CID headquarters, and Kisi. Even Eastern Police we use for be crowded, the number really reduce more, and really want to encourage them police officers them. Then one day they commit them minor traffic offenses, then small cost case them. We not release them on bail, because if we not continue to keep them, the issue of social distancing, we're not going to adhere to that.
So how about the one that we be moved from Paremba Correctional Center to the location where they be moved?
Of course, the prison system get their own arrangements. All new entrants into the prisons that they isolate them for 14 days, then get the facility.
Okay.
All right. And that case will be test positive. They're able for line list all the one then where he travel with from courts to prisons that day. All the officers then we interact with and we process them. They're able for ensure say they isolate them all and they are being monitored. Okay. So I think that situation there, at least for now, is under control.
All right. Well, we will come back to Manaf. You want to respond? You want to comment on anything? If not, we will come back to now. We need to go for a quick break. But first, let me listen to it in Search for Common Ground, Talking Dome Studio Get for say with regards to coronavirus. We'll take a quick break after that, and we'll come and continue with Sludge Iron Corona update.
Hey, me people them. Na mi name Natalia Fino. Talia Fino. Tali afino, te teluna kushe, seke, bua bise, talking drum studio, te teluna kushe, salamu alaikum, wali bena, auna simisu, ade for waka waka, ni me talking drum, ade for waka waka, tali afino, Tutu waka waka, tali
Il! Ow! Il! Ow! Il! Ow! Ow! Fambulem, unakusha o, unukabo kabo. Welcome to yet another week again, and yet another episode. Oh yeah, I remember inside one of me to read them. I've been talking, say just like in the days of Ebola, terminology they don't arise once again. Social distancing, global pandemic, mask up, hand sanitizer, and boku other term them that then are all money much daily. And not forgetting the good old one, aka Mr. Lockdown. Me good paddy can say Lokoda. And lockdown can carry it in own. You dey see some married woman them. Now that said the last jot it they na do. Then say, finally, no go able go again. Now to me go there for these 3 days. Now me go be the mamina power. Until like go. The longer mot like from Musa they so toti conquer stem police. Then they vex, then say, waiting do man for Kandena house for 3 days. And at that time they can they plan and scheme and do all kind thing, but how forget pass. So that then go able for common house and go and pass with the pass. But do ya? All man gets in your way how we can do with the lockdown. But do ya? Now beg me they beg say, whatever na the thing where you want to take the lockdown make, let we use the lockdown for waiting the lockdown then put on for. And mean say, all man for day to himself, not to for begin pass the gather. I remember the last lockdown, by the time they say day number 2, now so people they pass up and down now. I don't know if the patrol they not enough or now waiting, no, but it's now waiting I see, now I talk so. So now that make, like how they see the corona case, then they go up every day. So they go up every day. So they beg pardon, say, do ya, the lokoda, waiting them put on for, let we use them for that purpose day. And as Tapia, they go visit in good old friend Dragon, for whose reason, me no know. Now so they present to una, episode 4181 of the Talking Drum, Radio Soap Opera, Atunda Ayenda.
Wow. Master.
Yes, Tapia.
Papa, we see I can meet you soon. Now concern you to talk. What go? I think over. But then yourself, no. I mean, I get pressure. Why do you go? I've been explaining to you, but
Exactly.
So when I'm not ready for this theory, they tell me about this project. Why they say you get one project for it? What you laugh? Daddy don't want your business and you talk seriously. They laugh. What are your problem?
The great Tapia.
Now seriously, I cannot laugh business. So serious thing right now.
The man.
Yes, I listen, you.
Make I tell you something. Present day to conquer. And the way how the world they go right now, you get for be smart.
Well, that's make I can't for.
If you allow your aid fail you want nobody. It is suffer.
Exactly. So what are the thing now?
Well, I'm glad the way you don't make up your mind for take up this project.
But I don't tell you the purpose to make a camp for.
I get advance for you right now.
I go advance, man. I don't do nothing. Me no need to use projects you can give me advance.
Listen, you know me blood. You know me everything. I believe you. Yeah. These are the advance where I give you for put everything in place.
Okay, you know bad off. You make him out flop. But you advance me for this project and this. Me don't know those projects you allow start.
Okay, listen. That me bra way I be the tell you boss. That's the way.
That you man. Okay.
Elias so Pepe. It needs some documents for people we want for travel go Obama Republic. Yeah. So I don't know.
Dragon.
But you know what I believe. I don't say you before.
Right now, what you see, all this money right now, they're inside. And they say, oh,
wow.
And now they give me what, and they make sure I put everything in place. Everything, oh, no mistakes, no mistake can they make.
Okay. Well, no problem. Now, I want to go in town. You know, say lockdown in a road. Let man go buy 2-3 items.
But I saw that the same thing said they go do so.
Okay, sir. So,
all right, so go buying.
We'll go talk.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justice, my love.
Yes.
The way we are glad you don't come.
But not so now they expect so you for come. What's happen?
You know, sir, because of this social distancing here, so the work where we as WCSG women they use for the do. We're not able for do them right now because of this social distancing here. So now I make so I able for return quick back.
Okay. What about the corona awareness we wanna see una they go do?
Well, we'll be able for do them. but we do a true radio program. One program when I will tomorrow Bambai. Now then be call we and go interview we, and the interview become more fine. People they ask for question them, some people then send text them. Some man be they ask how you go able for prevent yourself or let you know get this coronavirus. Some man self be they ask say in case if person they get them symptoms they like where they cough, they feel fever, like where you go they sneeze. What thing is supposed for do?
Okay.
And it become more fine now. People and be respond fine.
All right. Then on the try. I do fine work. But at the same time, I will ask you something. What will make you eat on quick one so? We can't expect you for come then tell me what happen.
But justice yourself. You know the listen news.
Say waiting. What did the news say?
Well.
The news say all women for go na marry those.
Not all women for gonna marry those.
Now,
but if you want to put her now way there, yes. Because you know say the Concord government they don't pull what say we get locked down. And I don't go one for let lockdown meets me and away you know they near me safe.
You sure say that for that?
For that day, what to make you visa cancel?
Alright so.
Hello? Who that's how they talk to? My sister in Peking? But this is a strange number, bo. How you do? What happened? You want Canton? To me? What ba? You know, no say they don't put ban pan travel. Government say nobody for waka waka for come up plan self Canton. They want Canton to me? No. Not to the 10 years for waka waka. And in fact, self me I not encourage stranger now na me us. You know they hear about corona? All man for day usa ide. Steady usa you day. Usa ide so they tell the tea over. When it over, you go come. If I need for help you, I go help you. I can understand things not easy. Waiting. You know well? You don't go hospital. Not afraid. When person sick, if I go to hospital, now then go tell you who's kind of sick you get. But if you say they pray for God because of corona, if you can't die in a house now, what you then go do? Go report yourself in the hospital now, let them treat you. Here wait till they tell you. Go to hospital though. The commissioner knows kind of sick they pay you. But if you say you are on a house, you there and can't to me now, and they take you, that's what me go come. And in fact, I call my sister now and tell and say, you know well, then self help you for advice, but they're going to hospital. I come her now. No can't to me.
Me people I want for tell una plenty thank you, and I want for welcome una because I call 10-man meeting and look right now una all 10 day na yaso.
MP, how
make
for do?
Always they appreciate una this community. But I make I go always let me neck for una. Because una always there for support me una MP na this constituency. And I'm glad you wanna come this trip. I know it's a girl to una wasu na no. I see anybody. I see also Usai come. You know what I look like just Ben go to the Goba. Once I come, it's Ben go to the Goba. I never say if Ben go to the Goba. So that don't show say una really maintain the rules and the regulation there. And you know say una sit down.
Yes.
Social distance.
All man for the
so God, yeah, Abu Kanya small. They found out too much.
You know, sika de self yanda. Everybody are big.
Yeah, I can't small. Let me voice not done. You know say Ben a social distance. Yeah. So now me call this meeting. Yeah, we can talk short talk. So now the word that.
Well, MP, we say for glady for this meeting. Yeah, so where you call, especially the kind thing where they do for we now this we area. Yeah, so. Like look, right now you don't provide buckets them for we for good wash we and them. Then at the same time, you know the rest you still then a radio. Always they advise we no more how for do for this corona yaso. And now the right thing you they do so. We really glad for you. And all your advice, you know they go in vain, no. But you don't see now what you don't do. As you come, all man they go outside for go washing and straight off. Washing and fine. And I saw the social distance, you on with the maintainer. Let God bless you for that.
I already bless him for say.
NP, me a gladdy. You know to make a gladdy, it just make a member we find common ground organization, then we make that town hall meeting for una. For let una can tell we some of the things they wanna be promised with at the election, say una go do. You remember what we can meeting? You know, say now that you be alla Paris, say we all go Asia.
You don't go forget what Allah did.
I'm not gonna forget so, but you like to that Allah that we be alla Paris so. Now good thing you do to we.
Of course.
Look what we can today. Nobody not so for go Asano because we don't understand what's in the apple now. You see, we all go Aswian. Me are glady.
Hey, me community people, once more for telling plenty thank you. You see, now the least that we able do. Because this fetia so, not one man feto, this is the one old thing will get this fetia so. Because this virus, you know the peak. You don't know age, you don't know race. You don't know if you're a politician or not. Everybody they attack. Yeah. So me at the least I say I able do now they do so. Yeah. Once more, before I waste any more time, I feel so for go straight to the meeting now.
That's all.
Okay.
I have fumbled them. MP don't call meeting. Even though they say this na time where people not forget that, MP call a meeting. And waiting he do pan the meeting. In fact, not waiting the MP do. Now waiting the people they will go pan the meeting and then do. First of all, they not pass 10. As then they reach the all they wash their hand them. And when they see them outside and they make the meeting, then kiba, all man push far from in company, social distancing. Yes, that's so it for be. And at this they don't tell we over and over and over. But Tikonkotonians them. Me padiki say we not serious. You they go some side and I saw people then gather, then pack. Who not be seen, who want feel free. Well, na panda feel free day. Now they the sick king come out, he jump and then back. Don't then go begin tell you back say how na lie and they lie pan them corona no day. Look like the way na in call Django na phone. Sister Pikin, say one come outside day. Go meet Django pong outside day. Cross inter district because in sick in the afraid. Aye, Konkotonians. What thing do we get them kind thinking and they ba? You sick, you know they go hospital? And I make a gladdy where Django tell and say, I know they encourage that kind thing they pass like call 117 or you go to hospital. In fact, la call him mama, la talk to her one time. Now so for the do, but now with the same Konkotonians them back, ki habo the sick man them, say it on hele batin Paris. Dragon and Tapia, they don't discuss project where they say they get. Waiting at this project bar, say they don't advance Tapia all for them. Fambul them. If you want for no, now for continue for listening to Atunda Ayenda. Don't forget to tune every day, Monday to Friday, to Atunda Ayenda, and turn all unuahala to Jegejek Skayama.
But if you get question or you get something you want to add to this program, you can send text message to 076 661 589. 076 661 589.
Home-based music. Bitch back. And see you don't want corona in no area. Now with the tank and red card for Pula now country. This one in the moon. Now we America, China, una one corona. Una one more. Italy, Spain, una gel corona. Una gel lamp for shade. Ebola don't destroy ya. Una gel lamp for we. Ebola don't come on ya. Corona don't come for corona. We check and serious. Corona don't come for corona. Mari do touch us you no take back. Corona don't come for corona. Corona don't come for corona. Fabula we check and time. Corona don't come for corona. It don't come for corona. Corona don't come for destroy we. It don't come for kill. Me mama, me brother and sister. We all we check good time. Let remember the kind palo Ebola we don't pass. Wash your hand with your soap and water. No go shy boku people there. Any time you feel you body, you just take up now for hospital. America, China, una one corona. Una one more. Italy, Spain, una gel corona. Una gel lamp for shade. Ebola don't destroy ya.
for Gud Mornin Salone and development.
Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri yo. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri yo.
The Independent Radio Network, where we they call IRN, the baton we country salon, for make we get level playground. Now IRN don't enough, for make you know but you country. They give voice to youth man them, they give voice to woman them, all political party them, right across the country. You go na the east, and you go na the west, you go na the north, and you go na the south. IRM say yes to tolerance, we all get we rights. IRM say no to violence, no mix perfect right a blabber, but we all work together with one word, cause now so we go help for make salon.
Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri yo. Brother, sister, mama, papa, una yeri yo.
For talk what transparency and accountability, for talk what the economy and well-body business, quality education, decentralization, with agriculture and infrastructure, energy and power, with social welfare, for human rights, anything but development.
Welcome back to Sludge Iron Corona Updates, where they come to you on different community radio stations across the country. Also, they're live on Facebook, and they bring you all the information you need for get correct one, accurate one from EOC and government. Mina John Conte.
And Mina Tiana Alpha. We still get at the studio Abdul Manaf Kemokai, the Executive Director, Defense for Children International, and Ahmed Saliu Jallo, Program Manager, Prison Ward Sierra Leone. Manaf, before we take the break where we bring to fumble them, Matuna, and somebody been sent a text message where it say during this COVID-19, if they violate or they abuse the Pekin, if the law they or law go hold them.
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to tell that text today, thank you, because these are one of the things them where we really they sensitize the communities about, and the fact that this person even curious for ask you this question, for give opportunity for talk about, I think it's a very good thing. I just want to let this person and everybody in our salon know say the COVID response or the state of health emergency not suspend any law where they deal with Pekin and Asalo. So the Sexual Offences Act, the Child Rights Act, the Domestic Violence Act, and all other law them where the police and the judiciary supposed for use for indict and prosecute anybody who tamper with Pekin, then still they. Now, we all know say because of the state of health emergency and the regulations the way government don't put, it don't also reduce the chances for let people access certain facilities. So, for example, because today we get locked down, you know, they're able to access the FSU. So, waiting government don't do for also help people in that kind of condition. Now, for provide this free free toll line, where they still repeat to now 116. If anybody tamper with your Pekin or your neighbor Pekin or anybody where you know whether when they live in the same community or not, for as long as you don't confirm say somebody don't do that or even attempt for do that, just call on 116. When you call 116, you get people we go listen to you and also direct you as to what you need for do for able get justice. But I sure say immediately when you go don't call them, then go able for contact the FSU, the nearest police station with they, and then go able contact you. Now, me and my brother Ahmed Naya don't sit down. They talk about the fact say the government or the police as well as the judiciary, because now then actually they send people in our cells or remand and so on, supposed for decongest. That message not there for people where they commit heinous crimes like this.
But okay,
People,
so let's ask about let's ask this question about the decongestion. You have already decongest. Yes, it's good to decongest because it will reduce, the contact, not the prisons, but also place the enough place then there around. If you have to decongest the cells, you have to decongest the prison. Enough place then there around. What if not people away supposed for still be held by the authorities? So you go carry them go. So you go put there.
Well, you get different alternatives. Just like I say, you can find other place or go keep the people in and just disperse them. The other alternative now for actually put people on bail, especially people. I mean, crimes and they in different categories. You get crimes that were very, very serious, like this one where we just talk about. If you sexually abuse people, that are serious crime. We not even recommend say, therefore release you whether on bail or not, because you want for take advantage of the current situation and continue for do that. And like our one texter they actually express in your opinion when we say we don't talk about. Now the fact say because people idle now in quotes, they not get much for do outside, then they would picking them now the area, and so people and even with the anxiety. A lot of research don't prove say emergency situation when conflict day. People and get anxiety, some tension there in the system. One way what they can want for do for release them tension or them frustration. Now for they get sexual intercourse with people. So the final say during then time then day, most of the time rate can increase. And at this make would they actually send out this message to people everybody for being a watchdog. Like other text that been just say, not because when a community they on lockdown or everybody they on lockdown, when not get enough food, they just see one person around, one guy around where they can begin to give you picking them sweet or food and they run go inside a room. You take that say, oh, na a man. In fact, that man na me with business, that then people for stop immediately. Therefore, actually stop for the encouragement in the day. Most of the people where they abuse picking them, very nice to picking them. So be very cautious of anybody where they try for make nice too much to you picking, especially girl picking them. All day they around you picking the color and welfare. People and be very, very, very mindful of denting and day and be watchdog. And I then people can use for abuse them picking them most of the time. The one the way they abuse picking them and the one the way they're very close to the picking them. The one the way like when you talk about the uncle them, either biological or even people they're all in an area, the same host or neighbor, people are waiting on teachers then. People are not more when they get frequent contact with, where then they build trust. Because most of the time, when they want abuse people, and they build that trust, begin to give sweet, begin to give food. Just gift them where they make this picking trust and so much. So even when they abuse them, one of the things that they do, now for continue that trust, not tell person, they confide in that picking so much. So now I make it the final say, most of the time, even when people like you don't abuse picking them, the parents and the final late because they either don't threaten that picking or they don't put them, they don't convince them some kind way for just make sure say that picking not talk. And also when you look at we culture, we they live in a society who say picking not supposed for complain adults. Plenty say and even when picking talk something against adult, they say all man they talk about that picking. So like the trend is you for always accept what adult to tell you. So now so people like you also succeed for abuse picking them. So even when they abuse them, picking they complain because as far as in concern, you're not supposed for complain an adult. And anything where adult tell them, na like something we're good. So people really need for take all of this into consideration. One, They around you picking for most of the time, or even when they go away from you picking, go they educate, talk to you picking about anything there. Anybody where they come for make too much nice to you picking, especially man where they make too much nice to you get picking, not trust them, not trust anybody. Just continue for the engage you pick. And if you were them picking and then a host, now they know they go school, not going to school.
So we'll come back to what's in the parent and go do, but to the people that you call say they not for trust, as in. And because we search them, plenty one and on show say people already abuse picking and not to strangers.
Exactly.
Now one the way can sit down at the lap, they go say this not me uncool. Other cultures then they tell them picking and say if somebody put you in an inappropriate way, where like you begin for feel certain way report, tell we immediately.
Exactly.
So it's in parents them for do around and there. So because like you say, it's either the culture not they allow small picking for complain the big one. Or they allow the picking for ask plenty questions. So it's in parent them for do around 10 years for able for help the picking them for open up and talk. If they feel certain way around certain people them or certain people then they do something then to them where they think say invasion of them body or them privacy.
Exactly. So as a parent or caregiver, you need actually for the educate you picking about then see how they talk about. When somebody they touch in a very uncomfortable way, explain waiting at that. Some of them parts them. We make also let open conversation day between you and you picking all the time. And let you